Hello, everybody. Maddox here, and welcome back to the Poke Historian, the show where we take a look at some of your favorite Pokemon cards you know, and hopefully some you don't know. And today we're going back in time again, because I've just been screwing around a lot with this channel lately, and we're going back all the way to the year 2000, to when not only did we have Pokemon cards, but we also had video games based on Pokemon cards. What am I talking about? You're going to find out soon enough. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. We have here the Meowth Black Star promo, number 10. Of 53 total Black Star promos, by the way. These were the original promo cards for the Wizards of the Coast version of the Pokemon TCG. So Matt, what makes this Meowth card so special? Well, I'm so glad you asked, because I'm about to tell you. See, back in those early times, not only did we have the trading card game, but as I was mentioning, we also had a Game Boy game that was based on the trading card game. And it was called the Pokemon Trading Card Game for the Game Boy Color. And when you bought that game, guess what? You got this Meowth as a free promo pack-in. And how do we know that this card came from the box besides just knowing that fact of history? Well, good thing you're wondering that. Or even if you're not, who cares? But see right here, this GB symbol? I'm guessing you can figure out what that stands for, but just in case you can't, that stands for Game Boy. And this is the only Pokemon card I know in English that has that GB mark on it. So that's what makes this card kind of stand out there. And of course, the artwork itself is pretty nice. You got a holographic Meowth card. There aren't too many holographic Wizards of the Coast Black Star promos. I think there's maybe 4 or 5 of them total. I don't know. Don't fact check me on that. I'm just kind of making up, but there's not that many, trust me. And then we have his attack here, Cat Punch. And then the artist was Himono, who's one of the original Pokemon card artists, and honestly is kind of underrated. They did a lot of the best cards from those days, and they're still doing cards these days. And hopefully someday Himono will get the respect that they deserve, because I think that they are a fantastic Pokemon artist. So yeah, pretty interesting card. I remember back when that game came out, I really wanted it. And I think the reason I really wanted it at the time is just because I wanted to get this Meowth card. Didn't really care about playing the game that much, although the game was fun. In fact, here's a special freebie for y'all. Here is the box for the original game. And look, just like I said, Game Boy Color. That was a big thing back then, being able to play your Game Boy in color, ladies and gentlemen. For you young folks watching, we haven't always had things in color. Back in my day, we used to have to play things in black and white. And I'm not talking about Pokemon black and white. I'm talking about actually not being able to see in color. Anyways, it's a nice looking box, kind of basic. Oh, but look at that. Limited edition Pokemon card inside. I wonder what that could be. Huh. Anyways, let's turn it around. Based on the hit Wizards of the Coast card game. Yep, there it is. Look at that. Look at those beautiful early days graphics. You got base set Blastoise battling base set Charizard and all their 8-bit glory. And look, there it is in black and white. You could play on the original Game Boy if you wanted. What a lucky thing to do. Now you might be asking, well, Matt, where's the game card? And to that I say, good question. I don't know where it is. Anyways, we got other stuff in here. Just check it out. Oh, look, here's the actual Pokemon Trading Card Game instruction booklet. Let's see what we got here. Oh, wow, look at that. Energy types. Need help with a game? For free automated gameplay tips and news, call Nintendo's Power Line. Yeah, that's right, folks. Back in the day, you used to be able to call this number and you could get tips about the games you're playing. You don't see that anymore. But I guess you don't really need it since everything's on YouTube. Who would want to do a YouTube channel? Let's look at this story here, because apparently it's something important. The Pokemon Trading Card Game for Game Boy turns the hit Wizards of the Coast strategy card game into a fun and challenging single-player adventure on your Game Boy. This game contains cards based on base set, booster packs, and the jungle and fossil expansions. So yeah, back at when this had come out, there really weren't that many Pokemon card expansion series out yet. So we pretty much just had jungle, fossil, and base. But look at this. There are also exclusive cards found only in this Game Boy version. So that was kind of cool. And the game had these legendary Pokemon cards and stuff too that we had to collect. And it was a lot like a regular Pokemon game too. You had to go around to gyms and battle and stuff. But what's separate, obviously, is you were playing the Pokemon card game as opposed to like raising a team of real Pokemon. But it was fun to build a deck and play. You should definitely check it out on the Switch store if you get bored. And we're not going to read this whole story because I don't care, but we'll look at some of this artwork. Oh, look. I wonder if this is like Ken Sugimori artwork or if someone else did this. It looks like Ken's work. It's all watercolor-esque. Yeah, look at all these technical stuff. Oh, look at that action shot there with Goldeen going after Machop. Man, what a smashing hit. And we got lots of other stuff. Well, there's real cards. Oh, look at that Starmie slapping its leg or arm or whatever the heck it is. Oh my God, what happened to that Seeking? Rest in peace. You know, I've never actually looked at this before, believe it or not, so this is kind of funny. We're not going to spend too much time on it, but there's more in here that's entertaining than I thought. Oh, there's some more Pokemon. And now I'm bored. So yeah, that's the Pokemon trading card game for Game Boy Color, and that's the exclusive promo that went with it. However, we are not done. We are not done with this Pokemon trading card game for Game Boy Color adventure, because there's another card that's also associated with this. And let's go ahead and take a look at it. That's right, we have the Venusaur Black Star promo number 13. So with this card, you're probably asking, well, Matt, what on earth does this Venusaur have to do with the Pokemon trading card game for Game Boy Color? Well, that's an excellent question. And the answer to that is that this card came with the official strategy guide for the video game. And that came out back on March 31st, 2000. So it actually came out before the game, which is kind of funny. Maybe the whole idea was to get people all hyped up for the actual game so you could start reading about it. But yeah, it was pretty cool. It was a pack-in card with that. And at the time, I didn't know about that. If I'd known that, I would have picked up the strategy guide as well. Because, like I said, I think the whole reason I picked up this game in the first place is because I wanted the Meowth card. But this card is absolutely gorgeous, and it's probably one of the best Black Star promo cards from the Wizards of the Coast days. You got a classic Ken Sugimori artwork here with a very basic but kind of pretty background. I like that kind of like purplish red sky up there and all the watercolor design. And you got Solar Power and Mega Drain. Mega Drain, of course, is one of the original Pokemon grass type attacks. And then you have down there the artist Ken Sugimori. Another fun thing you should know about this card is this card was originally actually just going to be in the video game, but then they decided, you know what? Let's go ahead and make it into an actual trading card for like the real game. So they did. So they made a Japanese version of it, which has like the GB symbol over here. This one doesn't have it. And then we have the English version. But this wasn't featured in any Pokemon expansions. Like I said originally, this was just supposed to be in the game. But I guess they thought the card was so cool that we actually ended up seeing a real physical version. So how about that? A Pokemon card from a video game became a real card. Maybe that gives us hope for some of these illustration rares from the Pokemon TCG app just yet. Maybe we'll see those cards actually manifest as real cards some days. Anyways, just wanted to show you these two cards here because they are two of my favorite Black Star promos. I love that they're both holographic and they have a lot of history in it, like basically tying them to the original Pokemon trading card game video game. So that's pretty neat. Oh, one more thing about this. There's actually a sequel to this game too, but it's not in English. It's only in Japan. So you could check it out. There's probably some fan translation on it, but if you like this game and you want to see the sequel, go check that out too. Anyways, that's all I got for today. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video. Venusaur and Meowth, thank you so much for watching, and so do I. Good night, good people.